Okay, I'm gonna invite him back on, guys. Just hold on. All right, I just invited him. Hopefully, he will get the invite. Let's see. Okay. So I said, hey, Charlie. Hey, Lynetta. I'm trying to get him back on. Thank you guys for coming back on. Okay, I'm just waiting for him because I already sent him the invite. Hey, Harriet, I'm looking forward to you on next Monday. I'm still waiting for Brent. I already sent him the invite. So let me try it again because I don't want to keep you guys on too long. All right, I'm gonna wait. If Brent, if you're on, just send me your invite to be a guest, and we'll try it that way. So I'm still waiting for Brent Gaskin to return. I will give him about 10 more minutes, and I'm not gonna hold you guys up. We did get some interview with him. So I'm just waiting for him to send me to accept my friend request to join. So now I just have to wait for him. But so far so good. I just want to tell you guys, truly, if you, oh, Harriet, you were in that movie too, right? Did I see that right? I think Harriet was in this movie as well. Okay, well, you have to just send me an invite Brent, send me an invite and request to join the show because I already sent your invite. So I'm just waiting for you to just accept it. Harriet, I know. I would, yeah. Hold on. Trying to get Brent on here. Just don't want to let me let you on here, Brent. Okay. All right, let's try it again. All right.
Yeah.
Harriet, I know you were. I was like, when I saw you too, I was like, oh no, I was like, Harriet is in here too, because I was like, because I had to look hard because y'all be in character, and I don't, have to make sure that it's y'all. But no, but we'll talk about that Monday. Your role. We're gonna talk about your role on Monday, Harriet. I'm so excited. So, but yeah, but I'm not gonna tell you all about the movie Take a Stand because, like I said, just watch it. Just watch it. It truly was a blessing. And it's real life, y'all. It was based on a true story. We see it every day, and people just don't know that it's going on because it goes on behind closed doors. Domestic violence go on behind closed doors. So, so we was picking up. Can you tell them again, Brent, the roads that you will not compromise and take?
Absolutely. Everybody can hear me? Thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
Emoji.
Yep.
Everybody can hear me good, clear. You hear me clear? No
I
stuttering?
can.
And now echo. Good. Okay, so the roles I will not take. I will not take the role. Again, I will play the role depending on how they shoot the angles in the shot. Thanks, God.
Right.
Because again, like in Take a Stand, my man had to be the bad guy. He had to show he was beating this woman, choking out, punching all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Depending on how you shoot it, and if it's telling the story that's going to make an impact and bring light to domestic violence, that I will. On the regular, a pimp, no, I don't need to be nobody's pimp. Not doing any homosexual movies, nothing against homosexuals. I love everybody, LBGTQ, whatever letter, I don't care what it is, I love everybody. Everybody's a human being that God created.
Right.
I may not do what you do. I have to agree with it or disagree. I just don't do what you do.
Exactly.
But again, be good, but I'm not going to do that role. I'm not kissing another man. No other man is laying on my backside, and I'm not laying on no man's backside. I will not do any scenes illicit with a child, period. Again, I know that that's a hard story that has to be told, that we shy away from and we hide in these dark secret places.
Right.
And there are people that play that roles, and sometimes it's so hard and gritty until it makes you mad. That does need to happen. That's just a role I just would rather not play if I had to. But if I had to play it, then you got to shoot it that shows I have an affection for a child, and then just show the trauma, maybe what the child been through. But it's just certain things that I physically am not going to just touch, and you see me touching it and doing it.
Exactly.
I'm not going to wear a dress. Nothing against that. Listen to what I'm saying very clearly. Nothing against, because I know we talk a lot about the demasculization of men, and a lot of African American men in this industry. You know, they didn't get their role until they put on a dress. You know, my thing is this: I was watching Chadwick Boseman in Thurgood Marshall, and when they walked out of court, him and his attorney, the white heavyset guy with glasses, the news reporters were there giving him a hard time. And he said, "This is not my Constitution. This is y'all Constitution. Y'all wrote this Constitution for y'all. Y'all didn't write it for the black man." He said, "But I will own it until I can change it." Okay?
Exactly. So
there are some things that in our minds, because of our egos, pride, and everything else that's been put out there, we just say we ain't gonna do. Exactly. But if you've ever been homeless and hungry, there's something you said you wouldn't do that you could have avoided being homeless for or about. You now are considering, like, dang, I should have done that. I would have had that money, and at least I would have had this, or could have this, or could have did that.
Right.
So, you know, and again, and that's not even loving money. It's loving what money can do when you don't have it or you're without it. So, again, you know, I don't want to be laying on top of no child, molesting no child. That's I was part of. Listen to this. I was part of a child who was led into by older adults into attempting to molest. You understand what I'm saying? But it wasn't presented as molestation. It's you're a male, she's a female. You got this thing. You put your thing in that thing. Not mattering that it's one of your family members. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
These are the things that people don't want to talk about, and that's why we never heal from it. That's why it continues from generation to generation to generation. And I want to say this too. I've been in the church, I've been in the pulpit, I've been ordained. There's a lot of gospel that ain't the truth that's being preached out of some of these churches. And you're binding people up, and you're causing them to live in a system of slavery. Again, that Bible ain't written. All of that. Listen, anything that man has touched, he has tampered with, and that includes the Bible. So that's why I tell people, get away from believing everything you hear or see just as it is. That's why we have a thing called Google. That's why we have research. That's why we have the internet. That's why we have experts. That's why we have books that have been written. Open up an actually paperback book and research something and learn something, and stop taking everything at face value.
You're right. And I think that's where we get lost as humans, because we go on what everybody tells us. If they say the sky is blue, we're just going to believe it that it's blue, when we should be doing our own research. But let me ask you this. How flexible are you when it comes to, having a role, because like sometimes, have you ever got a role, like say if someone couldn't do it and you had to get this role, how do you get into character like quickly? And okay. How do you prepare for that?
Easy. In my mind, I in my own head space, and Brent Gaskins, Brentmore Gaskins, BG, BMG, I don't care what you call me, but just call me. In my head space, I believe things that other people, when they hear it, they hear me say it, but I know something in their mind says, does this guy really believe what he's saying? Is he blowing smoke up my behind, or does he really believe what he's saying?
Right.
You don't have to even ask that question. Look at my life. And that right there should tell you alone that I believe, because listen, if you go down my Facebook timeline, when I announced that I was homeless and I announced the stuff that I was going through and I announced that I needed a ride to this movie set, and I thanked people, I appreciated people, I casted people and put them in TV series, put them in movies, paid for hotel, people paid for hotel for me. I borrowed money, I paid, I think, most of it back, maybe 90%, might be some
Right.
stragglers. And if I owe you, I got you. You ain't got to act the fool. We do stupid stuff.
Right.
If I owe you money, why are you on Facebook telling everybody I owe you money? You could
Exactly.
DM
Exactly.
me, you could Zoom me, you could YouTube message me, Instagram message me.
Right.
Why we get social media acting the fool and turning everything into damn world star hip hop?
Well, that's how we are. I shouldn't say we, but that's just how society is sometimes. Does it make it right? No, it doesn't make it right.
No.
So you said that you was homeless. So how did that push you to be where you are today?
Okay, let me go back and answer your question, and I'm gonna cut my answer down and be specific to your question. How do I transfer immediately to get into a role when something is thrown into my face with little preparation time? In my mind, I don't set boundaries. If I'm on a set and I've had it done, there's a movie called, we filmed it in Mooresville, North Carolina. I can see it. I know where I'm running the blank on it. Me and Oyebola Ande was in this movie. He was my partner, Tiny. Obamaland, Rise of the Trumpublicans. It's called Obamaland, Rise of the Trumpublicans. It's on my IMDb list. I ended up with that speaking role because someone else didn't show up. They asked me, how quickly can I memorize lines? I said, how quickly can you get me the script? They went and got the script, and they said, well, we got about an hour and a half to 2 hours before we shoot this scene, or we can shoot it as soon as you get the lines memorized. I came back to them 30 minutes later after walking around in the field with 2 cell phones. The voices actually recorded of the other people speaking with silent gaps of my lines. And I learned that script in 30 minutes.
So just like you said, you knew this is what you was destined to do.
Well, if you love something, you give it everything you got. Am I right? And whether they call you a fool. And again, like, for example, right now, a man could love a woman and she could dog him, get caught cheating on him, spend and mess up all his money, and he's still right there. People say, man, you a fool. And you know what his answer is? I'm in love. So when you love something, you'll do anything for it. And because I'm passionate about it, I tell myself, whatever comes across your plate, like now I'm in this film, this TV series with Eric Roberts, acting directly across from speaking to him in this TV series, I'm not afraid. Why am I afraid? He's a man like I'm a man. Does he have a higher status in the film industry? Way higher than what I have. He's pulling me up right now. He's making me look good right now. And this man has such a beautiful spirit. Him, his wife, his son-in-law Keaton. Keaton is a verified guitarist for Brent Love. But these people have opened up their hearts and said, hey, yeah, we embrace you. Yeah, man. Come on. Yeah, me and you're gonna do this part right here. This is me and you right here. We're gonna do this scene, and the cameras are on Brent, Maury Gaskins, the little kid from the projects, homeless 8 months ago, and Eric, the great Eric Roberts, Julia Roberts' brother.
But it doesn't, and the thing about, I tell people all the time, what we've been through does not define who we are and who we can become, or it shouldn't, because a lot of times, people want to be stuck. They want to stay stuck. You know, like you said, I came from the projects. You know, I had a 2-parent home, then my home became broken. But it does not define who I am unless I allow it to. And sometimes we want to stay there and then have this pity party, and then we want to drag people into this pity party when, you know what, I can choose to live, or I can choose to die, or I can choose to crumble to my situation. But we don't want to do that. We want to make excuses why we don't want to move on.
You're absolutely correct. And again, some people don't move because they are afraid to move. They're afraid of the greatest. They said the greatest fear for human beings is loss.
Yeah.
Loss of a love, loss of life, loss of a job, loss of a car, loss of status, loss of whatever. They say that's the greatest common fear among all human beings. If you ask every human being what is their greatest fear, the fear of loss will come up first in the majority of that group surveyed. So if fear of loss is one of the greatest fears, and you're sitting there, you're stagnant. So if I'm comfortable, listen to me. If I have a job, and I can pay my bills, and I can take a trip every once in a while to go and eat at a nice restaurant every once in a while.
Right.
Go shopping. I can surprise my boo with a little something. And I got a little something in the bank, and I got some 401k. For most people, that's good because that's the bill of sale we've all been told. So listen, there's nothing wrong with the person who lives that life. But a majority of
dreams than anything.
Right. But a majority of the people are not living the life they really want to live. They are living the life they were told to live.
Exactly.
That's and so when you get comfortable, when you get comfortable, the only time you're going to get fear is when you try to step outside of that level of comfort for you. So again, there are people who want to own their own business.
And you know, like I said,
they're the best at what they do, but they're afraid. How can you do what you're doing for somebody else? But and the customers, they don't even love the company name. They love you and your service. So if you have that expertise, why aren't you running your own business? Oh, well, I don't want that responsibility. But yet you complain about the life you live.
Exactly. And you know, like for me, you know, I only did Facebook, you know, for my mentor organization. And so for me, this has been a step out the box. And, you know, and speaking of loss, like I took a big loss. You know, it's been a year, you know, this month that I lost my husband. But in spite of me losing him, it also gave me strength to step out and do this, you know, to do Hot Topics, to do things that I want to do, because for me, I will be doing him. He would be so disappointed if I allow his death to keep me trapped into just saying, okay, I can't do this anymore. You know, I done been with this man 30 years. I can't step out over here because I don't know what's over here. And so for me, his death gave me strength. Do I miss him? Yes, I do. But at the same time, I have strength to say, I'm going to do this, because if I don't try, I don't know if I'm going to be good at it. I don't know if I'm going to be good at it. So, you know, a lot of times we'll allow people to keep us trapped. Like you said, we'll allow fear to keep us trapped. And I could easily just say, well, my husband died. I've been with him this long. I just want to live this life and not do anything else. And I'm good. I can go to work. I can go, you know, hang out with my girlfriends. But for me, there's more than life after his death. You see what I'm saying? Like, when he passed away, a part of me died, but I'm still here. So I need to be purposeful on how I'm living my life. I need to live my life with a purpose.
Here's the thing. And understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you didn't have a good marriage and your husband didn't love you and didn't take care of you.
Right.
But here's what I see from what you just told me. You were living, but you were dead. And when he died, that's when you became alive.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say.
Understand what I'm saying? Because the things you're doing now, you didn't do them before because you were in a certain...
Well, the only thing that I didn't do was I did the paparazzi live with him, but like this Hot Topics, no.
Right.
I wouldn't have done that.
And there's more to come. You got more coming. You know that, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that. And you know, and he he pushed me into doing paparazzi live because I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. But I'm grateful that I'm learning to trust me.
Yeah.
To trust me.
Right. So before he pushed you,
yes,
now you can push you.
I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I'm pushing. And you know what? And I mean, and you know, like I tell people, this hot topics is honest, open, and transparent. And sometimes it's a push. Sometimes I don't want to push. And I'm just being real. Sometimes I don't have it in me to push, but I can't not just say, I don't want to do it, because sometimes we start making excuses, and I can easily make an excuse and say, oh, well, he's dead, I can't do this, because everybody that's on here knew my husband was my biggest support system. They knew that, but I still have my support system. It's just only God just removed a piece. You see what I'm saying? He removed a piece, and oh, thank you, Charlie. He removed a piece, but yet and still, I still have a connection with so many people, you know, like even you, like people just push me, even like Rod just, you know, believed in me, and you know, and you know, and like I'm just open to spreading my wings. When I had my little wings like closed, but now my wings are open, and I'm embracing everything that's coming.
Right.
You know, and sometimes it's hard to do that. And, you know, and with you, I see you're doing so much. It's like your wings are open. They're so, you know, wide open. So how do you juggle being in the industry versus like your personal life, like your downtime? Like, when do you find time to say, I'm not doing anything, I'm just going to take a me time? When do you find time, or how do you balance that?
Well, it's not balanced, number one. Number two, I have to actually look in the mirror and say, Brent, you ain't gonna do SHYT for the next day or two.
Oh, thank you, Harriet. Thank you, sis.
And I have to shut myself down, put my phone on the charger and turn it off. And most people know, I'll tell you in a heartbeat, if it ain't 911, if it's not an emergency, if it's an emergency, then call 911.
Right.
If you call me, get me, I don't think we have anything on the table where the world comes to an end. Is it possible that we could miss an opportunity because my phone is turned off for 24 hours? It's possible, but I'm not going to let that one missed opportunity be to make a break for everything else I got going on, you know? So I actually sometimes have to just force myself, or sometimes I'll get away from everybody. And it's not, you know, hard feeling, nothing that, but I'll get away from everybody for a day or two and say, hey, I gotta change what I'm looking at. I gotta change what I'm hearing. I gotta get away. I gotta get quiet. I gotta hear another voice. And
exactly.
So you can do that. No, I changed the whole environment. I changed everything around me.
And then, sometimes we have to do that, because sometimes just, you know, even, you know, with me, you know, even in, you know, JT's death, like sometimes I won't answer my phone either, you know, and my friends be calling, they're like, are you okay? I'm okay. And, you know, and then I had to say, if I don't answer the phone, it's just because I'm in a headspace where I just need to just be with me, and I'm good. And you know, and they respect that, because, you know, this is all new. So they're like, I want her to be okay, but I want to give her space. And so when I don't answer, they know, okay, it must be that day. She must need a moment. You know, and sometimes we get so consumed with life just in general. If you have a family or whatever, we just get so consumed when we don't take a mental health break for us. What Harry say, so you have to step away sometimes to hear what God is saying to you. What is my next move? Absolutely, Harriet, because sometimes we do. We want to be here. We want to be here. And I've learned one thing. I have truly learned. I only do what I want to do. If I don't want to go hang out, I'll see y'all. And, you know, and they don't take it personal, because you can't be everywhere for everybody.
No. And that's something that my business partner, Lil Oden, had to teach me, because when she said God appointed her the position of helping me to get to where I am now, and then a lot of other big things on the way. I haven't even announced them yet because they just happened. I mean, it's like this day alone, 5/3/21, has been remarkable. But Let me pedal backwards a little bit with what you were saying about people allowing things to hold them back, or and we talked about fear of loss. I want anybody who is a parent, and again, I'm not speaking as if my son is in my house, because he's not, right? He's not in my house. So his mama is raising him, and she's doing a damn good job. So let's get that clear for anybody to jump on, call herself having something to say, and then I got to straighten you out. You know what I mean? So let's get that clear. But what I'm saying, fact, whether my son is living with me and I'm raising him directly in my house or not. Here's my point. A lot of times things happen with mommy and daddy, and you got to go your separate ways, okay? And
Exactly.
Children who go through that separation or breakup process, because again, there's that fear of loss. I lost my daddy, I lost my mommy, even though they're living and it could be in the same city across town.
Exactly.
That separation doesn't just happen between the parents. There's a separation a lot of times that happens with the children. Here's my thing. If your child needs help, go get them help.
We can't see your lovely face. I can't see your lovely face. Thank you.
If your child needs help, get your child some help. There's professional help out here. And a lot of times in the Black community, we don't believe in psychologists or psychiatrists and all that other thing. Or we don't believe in telling nobody nothing, because if we tell somebody something, it's going to give away this dynamic, wonderful secret life we're living, which is nothing. So we don't talk. We get sick with diseases, we shut up. So here's my thing. Get that child some help. But what you don't do is allow that child to use that separation as a reason to be a damn failure and to mistreat you. And then I've seen parents step back and allow their children to talk to them any kind of way. And the first thing they say is, oh, well, he's going through something. She's going through something. Your ass would go through something on the floor, because as your parent who take care of you and feed you and everything else that you're doing for your children, that should never be allowed. If you tell your child, listen, I know because you miss your daddy, and I know you're hurting because you don't live with your mama, but guess what? I was married to the person. I love that person. I have lost and I have hurt too. And I don't take that out on you, and you're not going to take that out on me. So we need to get your little monkey ass some help.
That is a valid point.
So, and the reason why I say that as a beginning, because we are now having an opportunity to produce a generation of children and stop putting these labels on the millennials and all this. I used to do it too. They are our children. They are human beings. Stop magnifying the categories that they're putting our people in, because we get upset when people put the category of Blacks. So now millennials, who are being grouped as young, dumb, full of cum, can't tell them nothing, stupid, they never make any right decisions. But that's classifying a whole group of people, and it's profiling, and it's discriminating, and we should stop doing that. So let's stop. Number one, let's stop letting come out of our mouth the things where we're putting and speaking bad and negative things on people. Here's the thing.
Exactly.
Starting to young people who are coming into adulthood, and we have allowed them as children because of our decisions, suffer, never get any help, and they come into adulthood and they're crazy and they're out of their mind, and then we sit down and we say, oh yeah, they're part of that millennial group. But if your children are who you allow them to be, for the most part. Now I get it. It's some demonic children out there. They got a damn demon in them, and you can't do nothing. You call the pastor, you get some oil, some water, and you beat them with a Bible, whatever you got to do. It's some of them that's just bad. They're going to be bad. And of course, them the ones that don't be around long. God, it's sad, but stop letting your children suffer mentally. The suicide rate for African-American children has quadrupled during the pandemic. We're letting them sit in rooms and play video games with no engagement. We see them for a bowl of cereal, some snacks, eat, and that's it.
We
got to stop. Engage our children.
So right.
We got to engage them. And that damn game that they're stuck on, you paid for it. They don't have no damn job. Stop. Listen, be the parent first. Nothing wrong with being a friend.
Exactly.
But when you shot that seed out and you took that seed, you signed on to be the damn parent, not the friend. Okay?
Exactly. Yes.
You be the friend to get them killed early, because they're gonna be out here acting fool. They don't listen to you. They talk back to you. Now they done got to hear it in front of the people who don't mind putting a bullet in their ass.
You're right. You're so right. But you know,
So
parents like they don't, you know, like I said, since the pandemic, we're all getting so, well, I'm not gonna say me or you know, you or whatever, but I see it. I see it at high school because I transitioned from preschool to high school, and then I see, you know, these kids, teenagers, like you said, millennials, they're talking to the teacher. One kid was like, "Yo, bro." I mean, and I'm thinking, this is the teacher, and you was like, "Yo, bro," like me and you homeboys. You know, they say something to him, don't talk to me because I don't feel like talking today.
yeah,
And you know, I'm thinking, like you said, my kids will not have any teeth if they're talking to a teacher like that.
no.
You see what I'm saying? So let me ask you this before. How was your family? How much family support did you get when you came into acting? Like, were they for you? Did you have somebody in your corner?
Define the word support.
I'm saying, like, you know, encourage you to follow your dreams. Like, you know, I'm not saying monetarily. I'm saying just supporting you in this area of your life.
No, 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 and no. No.
Okay.
And anybody coming on the live, we can challenge that too. No, 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 and no. No, no.
Okay.
A lot of times when you venture off into your own path, people don't receive you. They'll grit in your face and talk shit behind your back. Okay, now I'm getting ready to get loose. I know you're a church lady, but let me talk the way I talk, and let me tell this thing the way I tell it.
Okay.
I got locked up in South Carolina for child support. They had me paying $200 a week for just my son because I
Right.
got a job making $21.15 an hour. Well, I lost that job 32 days later, and I didn't know the law, and I thought what I was doing with DSS, telling them when I had money, when I got unemployment, and that
Right.
$200 a week grew to $10,000 a year, which grew to close to $60,000. Okay,
Right.
so when I was locked up, I had no visitors from my family. When I started acting, I had nobody say, "Hey, I know what you're doing or trying to do, and I believe in you, Brent. You've been crazy our whole life. You're talented. You sing, you dance, you do voices, you act up, you keep us laughing. I know you could kill it if you get out there in Hollywood. Let me help you get there. Let me take you to some acting stuff. Let me." No,
Right.
no,
Right.
no. On Facebook, yes, like a lot of other people. Yeah.
So what
Hot
is
top.
your so you know, I do my homework, so because I don't really know nothing about acting. So I looked it up, and it said they have four different types of acting styles. So I did my homework. So I'm going to ask you which one is your style? Are you classical, method, Mesner technique, or practical?
Okay. Well, the best way I can explain that is I've never taken anybody's acting classes.
No, it was
So
just saying there are different styles, like the movies that you
I don't
play. So like,
listen, I don't even know what those styles are or how you apply them to acting because I've never taken any acting anything.
okay,
This
okay,
this this is the 3-year-old, the 4-year-old, the 5-year-old of Brooklyn, New York. Okay.
right,
Looking out the 18-story window on the 18-story window on the 18-story window, looking out the window, making up stories, reading comic books, learning human behavior, listening
mm-hmm,
to comedians tell jokes and learning how to deliver a joke, timing, voice undulation, body language. I study how people move, how they act. I teach dance. So when you put all that together and I learn it to the point of where I can take it and make it my own, now I become a chameleon. So when I read a script or someone tells me, well, this is the scene we're getting ready to shoot and this is what it should look like, my mind puts that together and then my body acts it out.
And you can
Body
just
language,
get into road just like that.
it's natural for me because I've been doing it my whole life, ever since I've been a kid. Right.
Okay.
But I don't know any of the techniques.
Well, no, it was just like some people, like they were saying, like the kid, like the One Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest. They were more like, it was just saying you get into, like you do that because, like you said, you can get into that road, and that's what they call a method, acting, because you take what you've been through and you can get into that road just like that and make it believable, if you will. Because, like when you was in the movie, Take a Stand, you were like bad, stern,
defensive,
and just direct to the point.
Right.
And that is so you. And that's so you.
Right. But the only way I could make that role happen that way is, number one, the wording had to be written that way. And Janie Sloan, the director, we actually had a conversation about that role because there was a consideration of presenting it differently.
Right.
And when we were shooting it initially, and I'm very good at what I do, but we were shooting it initially, and the way I was initially asked to do it, on the inside of me, it didn't agree, and I couldn't deliver it that way.
Right.
Because in my heart of hearts and in my spirit of spirits, the way my character was defined, and I've been in courtrooms, I ain't talking about because I've been to jail before, but I've been in courtrooms because I've worked for 2 attorneys.
Right.
So my character, the way they described him, he was the person who you saw. And so when we came back to my character after they filmed a few other scenes, I said, this is the way I just feel like this should be done. And when we did it, you did it. Yes, that's the way I saw it, felt it, and believed it. That's why it came out the way it came out. So shout out to Janie Sloan.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. It was really phenomenal. So what's next for Brent? What is next for Brent? What do you have coming up that you can share with us right now?
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So when I came to shoot the We 5 series with Eric Roberts and Chad Dudley, the production team that's over the program, that's over that producing that pilot, let's just say, I'll put it to like this. I'm gonna be in Too Real for You and filming in Youngstown, Ohio with Erlina Godfrey. Jack Be Nimble, the movie that I filmed with Vernon Wells and Bay Ling, will be coming out soon. The short with Renaissance Jones, that's coming out soon. Doing reads and studying lines now for Dante Keith's project Intent to Win. That's a huge SAG project. Yes, and on that project, we will be looking for investors. So if you are an investor or you know any investors, we're looking for investors. I put it out there. I know how to ask for that money, but I know what we get to do.
So if somebody wanted to get into acting, what advice would you give them?
I would give them, the first thing I would tell them is, if you don't love it, don't try to do it. If you don't, whatever it is that you're doing, but in acting in particular, to answer your question, if you don't love this, don't do it, because those are the people that you find on sets who don't know how to act, don't know how to behave, complain, and they make the place that you love and enjoy miserable. And that's when you got to have a grown conversation and say, hey, listen, if you're, and I've done it to people, hey, listen, if you're that dissatisfied, you can go over here to where you signed in at. If you signed out, they're going to give you a pink slip. You're going to get your whole check for the 8 hours, and even though you only been on set for 2 hours, you're going to get paid for. Really? I can leave now? Yeah, you can leave now.
Right.
sign your paper telling you gotta go. You tell them you're miserable and you're tired, and this is not what you do. And it looked glamorous on the outside because you saw your friends do it, and you tried it and you don't like it. Go to that table, tell them you're ready to go. They'll sign you out, give you a pink slip. In about 2 to 3, maybe 4 weeks at the most, you're gonna get a check in the mail. But you're gonna get a check for the 8 hours, even though you only filmed 2. That's called guaranteed pay in the film industry. Have a nice day, because I'm having fun. Don't bring your bad vibes to the movie set.
Exactly, exactly.
And that's why
Angie said you must be dedicated and committed. You do. And just let me ask you this, like when I did the part with you, I mean, it was so much for me. I was nervous, and the same, the same females that was there when I did, like we did the impromptu, it made it easy. But I'm telling you, once I got into the role, like I said, I really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it because I'm like, I can do this. I'm like, I can do this because because the role I played, it felt natural. So I was able to interact with you and it was just natural.
Right.
So,
see, here's the thing.
Hopefully I'll get some more parts, to do this thing,
Let me share this with you. We shot a music video for an artist called Legend out of Charlotte, North Carolina. The song called Selfies. We have that party.
Cleveland, like yesterday.
Right. And we have a party Saturday coming up. I directed the music video. It's now being put together and being edited by Benjamin Coffey. All right. So when we get the teaser trailer, we should have that Wednesday. We're asking everybody that's on this feed, when you get the trailer for the show, share it. Help us bring in a good showing for it. It's a beautiful song. It's called Selfies. It's being played on Power 98, 104.4, and 105.1 live. So you get to see, and I said that for a reason. This music video has a lot of very beautiful women in it. Maria Monroe, Keisha Hutchinson, Diamond Knights, Gigi Bell, Alexa from Power 98. I know I'm leaving somebody out and they're gonna kill me. Why you ain't say my name?
Did PG do it?
PG was there. I Am Ebony Joy. So listen.
You better stop naming names before you forget somebody.
Yeah, but listen, all the ladies that's in the video, you're gonna see them on Wednesday, Thursday at the latest, or you can meet them in person on Saturday. So listen, so before we shot the music video, I let the ladies relax, have a couple of drinks. For those that did drink, have a couple of drinks, relax, get to know each other, fix each other's wardrobe, assist with each other's makeup, fix each other's hair, fix each other's crown.
Right.
And when I felt that energy and that vibration was right, that's when we started filming. So I said that. I said that to say this. No one should ever have to be on a set anywhere for anything and be stressed out. Because again, I don't do negative vibes. I'll walk off your set just like I'll put you off of mine. Right.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. So people have to vibe. When you put a whole bunch of people together, allow time for people to connect and network and get each other's phone number and follow each other on social media. And, oh, girl, that look good on you. Girl, I love them shoes. Oh, girl, your hair is so beautiful. Let these queens, let these women connect and vibe. Now that you got them gelling, now you can go out here and change the world. And when you see this music video and hear the song, that's what you're going to see and hear.
Yeah, and somebody gave you, I wrote it down, but it was one lady that really gave you a compliment about like sharing, their stuff. And, and like, it used to bother me, but, I've learned to promote myself because I can't, at the end of the day, I can't worry about who don't or whoever, but you promote a lot of people on your
Right.
page. And a lot of time when people can do that, that means you want someone else to win besides you. Because a lot of times when we get in the spotlight or we feel we have arrived, we don't want to reach back, you know, because for me, it don't cost me anything to share, because it may be somebody out there that's looking for something you have. But if I'm like,
Right.
well, they don't share my stuff, so why should I share their stuff? That's some,
Right.
you know, and I hate that mentality, because you know what? At the end of the day, we should all be pushing for everybody to win and succeed. So if I see something you post, it may not even, you know, pertain to me, but because
Right.
I know you, it's not going to hurt me to hit the share, because it might reach someone else. And I think
Right.
that's where we all lose it, when we don't want to network, because even though we may not always see each other or whatever, but when I share your stuff, I'm saying, I see you. Somebody else might need this that you have. But when we don't do that, we're not pushing each other. I mean, I'm staying in my lane, but I still can share your stuff. I still can say, hey, somebody may be looking for this. You may be looking for artists. If I share your stuff, whoever's on my end, they may be like, hey, I'm gonna check this out.
Right.
And it's a
Right.
win-win for everyone.
Well, the reason why we don't support each other like we're supposed to is because we have been trained not to support each other. We have
You're
been
right
trained to
about
be
that.
separate. We have been
Yep.
trained to acquire, and when we acquire, as long as we're good, don't you help another Negro out, okay? So
You're right.
there's a lot of
You're
things
so right.
in us that, yeah, there are a lot of things in us that are culture based. It's not culture based. It's this is a better word for it. Let's just say there are some things in us as a culture of people that are in us as a culture of people. And when I say in us, I'm talking about the things that are that it's enough of it that we are doing.
Right.
It's enough that we are doing, and it's enough of it that we're not doing that keeps us from being the prosperous people who we are. And
Yes.
so my thing is, I do all of what I do, share with people, try to get people casted in movies, try to get people record deals, whatever they do. With the TV channel that I have now, I still have been asking people, send me your content, or let's talk about an agreement. Let me tell you what I do with my TV channel. Let me tell you how much money you can make putting your content on my channel.
Right. Right.
And there are people who I deal with and I help them build, and they still haven't come to me at least to say, hey, I really already got this going on over here, but I'm gonna throw you one thing to try it on your channel. Let's see how it works.
Right. Right.
You can't do one
And
thing
so
for me,
if
but
they want to,
I'm always on the phone.
Harriet said, it doesn't help to hurt people push someone else, because what's for you is for you, and what God has for you. And you're so right, Harriet. So if anybody want to get in contact with Brent, he is on Facebook, right? As Brent Gaskin. You on Instagram,
Instagram and Twitter. And I
so
also
you can
have,
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I said I also have a Amethyst on Fire Entertainment LLC page on Facebook, and I have an Amethyst on Fire TV page on Instagram. So Brent
Right.
Gaskins, Brent Moore Gaskins, BrentMooreGaskins at gmail.com. And if you DM me and it's about business and you're serious, DM me, send me your email address, your phone number. Tell me what it is you want to talk to me about. And people know I do this all the time. I made maybe about 4 deals happen today. But when I put these posts up about what God has done, oh, let me help y'all out. Oh, you're always posting something. People gonna pray against you and block you. I ain't been blocked yet.
Well, I mean, I'm excited. I hope to get to work with you again. Like I said, I'm gonna have Rod on here. Not next Monday, but Harriet will be on here next week, and then Rod will be on there the following week. And and I always tell him, how grateful I am for always just pushing me and saying, hey, I got this coming up. I want you to be a part of it, because like I said, people, when you see good people and people know how you are and how you roll as far as being professional, then they always reach back and say, hey, I got this coming
Yeah.
up. Would you like to be a part of it? And that's why I'm so grateful. And, you know, like
Right.
I said, I'm grateful to you for, you know, saying, I got this. And, you know, and I just listen, follow your lead. And I was able to do it. Because when I first started, I'm just like, you know,
Right.
because I didn't know. I didn't even know, you know, like, okay, who's playing my husband? All they know is, hey, I'm somebody's bride to be. But, and I'm thinking in my head, when I got ready to do this, I'm thinking, okay, is he gonna have a grill? Like, you know, I mean, because I'm trying to like prepare myself. You know, I'm trying to prepare myself, like, because for me, if he had a grill, then I had to prepare my mind for that too, so I can know how to roll with him. You see what I'm saying? So like
Right.
with you, you know, like when I saw you, I was like, oh, okay, he's the boss man. He, you know, he's the boss man. So I took on that role because it was easy because
Right.
I can be
About,
prim and proper. So it
yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
take me long to get into that role because
You a
they
boss
already laid it out. They laid it out because, hey, the man I'm dealing with, like, he is a big time business owner, so I knew I had to carry myself accordingly. So I was able to get into that because I'm like, all
right.
right, here I am.
To match.
And you know,
To
and it
match.
was funny when people said, well, dang, they really look like they just like a couple because you made me so comfortable with the
Right.
role that I had. And
Right.
it wasn't awkward,
Right.
you know. So I'm thankful for that.
Right. And a lot of actors, I want to say this to the male actors. Whenever you have to interact with a female actress, even if it's you got to put your hand around her waist, you got to hug her, you got to kiss her, she got to lay on you, whatever, have a conversation with that person and be respectful enough, not just to assume, oh, well, she's an actress, so wherever I put my hands, it's going to be okay.
No.
And it don't take a lot of time. If you know you got a direct interaction with a female character, and I'm talking to the men, and women, be responsible enough to make that man give you that conversation and say, hey, brother, we got this part we're getting ready to play, and the script says this, 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 and this. Let's make
Yeah.
sure that we both have an agreement and an understanding where your
Exactly.
hands are going to be. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I do that because I want
Exactly.
my female actress to be relaxed. I want her to feel respected when the shot is done and over with. I don't want her to go home and say, oh my God, I let that man put his hand on my hip. Like, oh, he don't know me like that. Oh, he's not my man. No, I don't want nobody to go through no changes. You should love it coming in the door and love it. Oh, I had a great time. I had to shoot this scene and he played my husband and he had to hug me and he kissed me on the cheek or whatever. You should be happy when you leave the set, not, oh, damn, I wonder when this come out, what that's going to look like. Man, what people going to think? No, you don't need none of that. You don't need no surprises. You need to know what you did when you did what you did.
And you know, and since you said that, like Cleveland, he's on here, and that's why he said yes, yes. So I do photo shoots, whatever. And so yesterday I had, the honor of shooting with him because I never shot with him. And,
Right.
and it's so funny you say that because it is so true because that's what happened with him and I, because for one, this is his profession, and mine. But for two, he still has a spouse. So, I wanted to make sure that
Right.
when we do our photo shoot, that we were on the same page. And
Right.
it was so funny because we were able to gel and get good pictures because we had already, talked about this. It wasn't like I get there and I'm like, okay, let's do this and let's do this. But it was just so, amazing how we both gelled together and, and we, got some powerful pictures. But like you said, when you have to physically touch someone, it has to be a level of, like, hey, this is,
Understand.
you have to
Right.
respect your person. This is your person. But
Right.
when you have that, then everything just works together. And then when you know that, then your project is going to be amazing because nobody's uncomfortable.
Exactly. Because
You know,
the thing about it is like, here's what people need to understand being a human being. It's
right.
natural for you to play a close role of character with a person of the opposite sex or the same sex if that's what you're into, and feeling attraction just doing what you're doing. But that don't mean y'all having sex. That don't mean y'all bumping
Right,
uglies.
right.
That don't mean that, you know, because you did a good job convincing the audience that y'all really was lovers or y'all really kissed or whatever you did to give that role that the allness of what it should be. And then, but it's your job. You do it and you walk away from it. And you do it again and you walk away from it. And you do it again. Listen, you got doctors that deliver babies every day. They look at coochies every day, but that don't mean they're screwing all of their patients because they look at, because they get to see exposed every day. Yeah, so the same professionalism that you give to other people who get to touch you and see you exposed or not, that's the same professionalism and courtesy. When you go into the doctor's office, the doctor doesn't just go in there and dig in your clothes and feel your breasts. No, you put on the gown. He tells you what he's going to do. You give him the okay, and you do it. He charts it, puts it in your records, prescribes whatever, and you go on it from there. So why should the same courtesy be extended on a movie set? Men have to, listen, the kings have to step up to do their part to be a king, and their part of being a king should not have to promulgate or initiate from what you expect a queen expects from you. It's what you expect to give her as a king and what she deserves to receive as a queen. And you women, you have given away your power. That's why this world is messed up, because men are running it. And y'all need to learn to set boundaries. There is no filming opportunity in front of you where you got to compromise being a woman of class and integrity to get a role. If the person says, I want you to take your clothes off, and you don't do that, tell them you don't do that. Find another way to shoot this shot. I'd love to do it and bring you my talent and my gift and my following and my audience and my magazines and my photo shoots and my press release. I love to bring all of that to your film project, but I don't do that. And if that person pushes you past that, they ain't the person you need to be working with. If you go to a set and they say, oh, there's not gonna be any nudity, and then you get there and they say, oh, well, can you just show us a little bit more titties, you know, or a little bit more of your thong, drop your pants a little bit. Well, that's not what we agreed to when I took this role. So learn to be a grown-up, and everything else you do it as a decision. You argued and fussed with the person you ain't in no relationship with right now. You gave them hell. Give the person hell who's trying to get you to do something you don't want to do. It's called choices. Make better choices. Make better choices.
Yes.
Yeah.
So so with all of the stuff that you got going on, how do you reach back to say, do you go back to where you came from? Like, do you reach back and say, hey, I see this in you? How do you choose, you know, your actors or actress, you know, for a role? Is it by word of mouth, or is it you see their work?
Well, first of all, when I became homeless and God started showing me these visions of what he was putting in front of me and how it could work, if we all work together and put it together, then the people who I approached and I told them what my story was, and they didn't beat me up thinking I was going to ask them for money, or they didn't shut me down thinking that I was talking homeless talk, those people, they're always going to get first dibs on what I do. And some of those people have been replaced with new people like you who I recently met, because they allowed the devil to tell them something stupid, or they said something stupid or did something stupid that I'm not going to tolerate in a relationship with any adult anymore. And we got separated. And we're going to stay separated unless I see a godly change in you. And when I say godly change, I don't care what you call your God by. If you're Islamic, I need to see an Allah change in you. I don't care what you claim. I need to see that spiritual change in whatever you claim in you before I even remotely consider allowing you back into my space. So how do I choose the actors and actresses that I rock with on my projects? Those are the people who are grown, mature for the most part. Some people still got some things that need to be addressed. And some people are being mentored to some of those points. But when you go somewhere and you're in someone else's space, when you go somewhere to film, it's not your location. You are not the director. You didn't put any money into the project. Do what you're supposed to do. Be nice. Learn to keep your place. You don't have to yell and scream every time for everybody to see you. Be respectful, network,
Yeah.
speak when you're spoken to. I don't care how tired you get, learn to keep a smile on your face. Nobody want to see your sad sack face on the movie set. Um, um, you know, learn not to be so secretive. You know, it's okay to open up to people and tell them a little bit of who you are.
Yeah.
People be trying to get
Yeah.
to know you, and you give them these short little curt answers. That person who you're talking to is getting ready to offer you an opportunity. But your first
Exactly.
meeting is
Exactly.
because you don't know them. You automatically already done put up a wall and don't even give them a chance to get to know you because you're afraid to open your mouth and talk, thinking there's something in your life that you can say that's going to be detrimental, and that person that you're just meeting is going to use it against you. That's why I put all of my shit out on Front Street, baby girl, because you can't
Yeah.
come back
And
on an
you
interview or anywhere
and
else,
you
and
and we have to.
you can't box me in.
Yeah, but you know what? And I'm before we go, and we're gonna close on that. That's the most empowering thing, when you can be free and nobody can hold you in a box or put you in a box, because like you said, we're actors, we're actresses, because we want people to see what we want them to see. But when we allow people to see the real us, the vulnerable us, then people know how to deal with us. But then we know how to deal with our own self. Because you know
Yeah,
what? We want to put on an image for everybody and think that we got it together. Some days I don't have it together. And that's just real talk. And that's why, you're moving and you're shaking, because you're just who you are, and you don't apologize, because everybody's doing what they want to do. And the best thing we can do is stay true to who we are. And I just want to say thank you for coming on. This has been an awesome podcast. And I just, I know you're busy, because I was like, okay, is it gonna come? Because, I have to learn now to like have backup plans, because, one of my guests, she had a family emergency, and I was like, okay. But, it was just so amazing that my kids was able to pop on, and, we be talking about Mother's Day or whatever. And so I
right.
hope you come on tomorrow, because I am going to have my mother on, and, people can get to see who I am from her perspective. And like I said, just been doing this talk show, I have really allowed people to come into my personal space. I have cried, and so, but I don't apologize for my past. My past has just elevated me to go forward. And I don't allow people to keep me bondage, because you know what? I may have done things in my life that you don't like, but you know what? I'm good with that, because I am free. I am truly free. And it doesn't matter what you think, because everybody have an opinion. But at the end of the day, I'm free. And I don't have to be ashamed and hide, because everybody has a story. And my story was already written, and I played that part out. So now I'm writing another story. And I'm
There you
not
go.
apologizing for, if you don't like the way I'm doing this, and I'm okay with that. And that's one thing that you're doing. You're writing your story. You're
Yeah,
rewriting your story. Your story was already written for you, but you know what? You didn't allow it to keep you in bondage. You didn't allow your homelessness to keep you in bondage. You didn't allow being in jail to keep you in bondage, because you chose, because you knew what you wanted to do, and
right.
you're
And
and you just doing it.
yeah, and let me end with this, because a couple of things I did forget to mention. So Legends selfie party is going to be the 8th. The location, I don't have the name of it. Please look at my page. I'm sure I'm going to
I
post it.
will. And just
The,
tag me, and then I'll put it on my
yeah,
page.
okay. The new
Yeah.
business venture that I have that got picked up today, once we sign the paperwork, that announcement is going to be so huge. I do want to say, guys, keep your eyes on the TV series I'm filming with Eric Roberts, his wife Eliza Roberts. There's their son, his son-in-law, Keaton Simmons, Chad Dudley, Ellie Conrad, the writer, Jervon Thacker. Listen, this series that we're doing is going to be so hot. Please keep your eyes on it. As I see opportunities, you guys know me. If I see an opportunity, I'm ringing somebody's messenger, text message or something. And if you don't respond in the time that we need it on this end, I'm going to the next person on the list. But again, My Team Eats First. Also, too, already released on May the 1st, the lyrical version for the music video that me and Gigi Bell did by the artist Dirty White out of Wilmington. The song is called Nothing. It's already at 25.8 thousand views in like 10 to 12 days, maybe. It's growing. It's picking up steam. I play the politician. Gigi Bell plays my wife. Check that out.
Well, just make sure you tag me in it so I can tag my viewers in as well. But you know, like I said, I hope to get to work with you again. Thank you for just coming to Hot Topics with Donna. This has been great. I shared the first one, so I shared this one. You just had real talk for us tonight, and that's what I like. It was honest, open, and transparent, and that's what Hot Topics is about.
Yeah, I hope I didn't scare nobody or run nobody off. The reason why I keep looking is because the sky just went completely black.
Yeah, and so, but no, it was awesome. Great interview, Donna and Brent. Love you both. We love you too, Harry, and I will see you next Monday. I'm so excited. I just want to thank you, Brent, for just embracing us, you know, with your real talk. And like my son always say, it was hot. It was hot. And so you were honest, open, and transparent. Thank you, Angie. You guys shared this video. Thank you, Cleveland. And great advice, sir. Yes, it was. Thank you guys so much for coming back on, even after our first live. We had some technical difficulties. Thank you so much for coming and just showing us love and embracing us. As you know, I'm your host, Hot Donna, with Hot Topics with Donna. And you guys, the song that plays every time on my before I go live, that song has been personally written, and the music was arranged by my oldest son. So I just want to, thank him for doing that, because I was like, I need a song, I need to be different. And so he was able to create that song as well for me. Until tomorrow at 6:30. Huh?
Can I ask him, can we talk about putting his song on my TV channel and your commercial? You have a commercial for your show?
No, I just do the music. I just do the music. He just did the music piece, before I come on.
No, do you have a commercial for your show for Hot Topics?
No.
Okay, we'll talk about that too, along with his music, and then we'll put that on the channel. We'll talk about that.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. But thank you guys so much. Please join me tomorrow, because I'll have my own queen on here, my mother, and she's gonna talk, about me, her oldest child, so I'm excited about that.
Awesome.
Yes, Angie, open door. God is always good. But thank you, Brent. Thank you. And like I said, just keep doing what you're doing. And like I said, thank you, for sharing my stuff as well. And I always share your stuff. And then whatever you have, just put it to my page, and I will share it so people can see what you've been talking about, so they can stay and start adding you. And maybe you can also be a blessing to them as well.
Right. Oh, one more thing. I need major help with my IG followers for a reason. I need major help with my Instagram followers.
Okay. So you want us to start following you?
Oh, please do.
Okay. So everybody, you hear it here. Just tag your Instagram to my page, and I will share it. And so he wants you guys to start following, because I'm just not starting to use my own Instagram, because I'm like, I don't know. You know what? Sometimes you got to learn how to step outside your box and, and try different areas and avenues. And so, with that, we're gonna get our Instagram up.
Thank you, guys.
So,
thank you, guys.
But thank you too. Angie says she will follow and connect with you as well.
Terry,
and PJ said, what you need.
Follow me, baby. Hey, Terry Hall. Shout out to Terry Hall. Shout out to Terry Hall. Shout out to Harriet Burnett.
Yes.
Harriet was in the movie as well. Take a Stand. She did awesome. And Terry Hall, he's got some projects coming out that's going to be on the Amethyst on Fire TV channel. So Link up with
Yes.
Terry Hall too. Great graphic artist, great graphic work. Yeah.
Yes. 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 So I want to say thank you and thank you guys for hanging in there with us. And we're just gonna just continue moving this and keep pushing each other into whatever area that we're doing. And like I said, I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. If you're not too busy on tomorrow, please join me for Hot Topics with Donna when I'm gonna have my own personal queen on here tomorrow. So you'll get to see another version of me, or I may be a version of her when you guys see her. But I just want to say thank you guys. Brent,
Thank you,
I love
guys.
you. Take care. Keep
Donna,
doing what you're doing. I'll see you.
Donna,
Bye.
Donna,
Huh? Yeah.
black screen.
I can't with you.
Bye, baby.
I can't with you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Uh, so guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me and Brent. I will see you tomorrow. And like I said, I will have my mother on tomorrow at 6:30. So I'm excited about that. So I want you guys to have a great night. I hope you sleep well. I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in to Hot Topics with Donna. And if there's any subject that you would like for me to talk about, just inbox me and I will do my best to get it out there. Someone has already asked me to do something on mental health, and I have been blessed to have someone from Atlanta that's going to be doing mental health at the end of the month. So I just have some great, amazing people on. And I thank my viewers for joining on Hot Topics with Donna. Thank you, Angie, for joining. I can't wait to have an interview with you. Terry, thank you so much for believing in me, pushing me, and being my PR person. You truly have been amazing, just doing great things for me, and I don't take it for granted. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I love you guys, and I will talk to you on tomorrow with Hot Topics with Donna. Good night. Love you.